Here for Mondays. Yes, thank you all for tuning in with me. You are listening to the Creative Lips Podcast. Yes, and I am your host, Regina. And you are listening to episode 46, guys. Yes, 46. Yes, we're making it through these episodes, guys. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're making it through these episodes, and we're also making it through these weeks of the month of June. Yes, we are. And, you know, we're approaching closer to Mercury retrograde. Yes, Mercury retrograde. I don't know if you are familiar with that. If you're not, then, you know, look that shit up. Look it up, guys. Yes, these weeks have been trying for us. You know, I welcome all the new listeners and all of the active listeners. Yes, I welcome you all. Welcome you all. Thank you all for your support in listening to my podcast. Thank you all for listening. Yes, I appreciate you all of your support for listening to me. And you know, I just want to get into, you know, before I start to talk, you know, about my topic that I am talking about today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about, you know, briefly. This is just going to be a short Are We Here For It Mondays. It's just going to be brief. But before I get into talking about that topic about human rights, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that just briefly, just a little bit, and also want to give just a little bit of heads up, you know, going forward in regards to my episodes on my Creative Lips podcast. So I want to keep you guys informed about what's going on with my podcast. But I just want to give just words of encouragement. You know, just whoever is going through anything, only you know who you are and you know what you are going through. I pray and hope that you will make it out of any situation, guys, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, how big or how small it is. If you think you can't get through it, if you know you want to get out of it, you want to start it, or you want to stop it. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, I pray and hope that you will get out of that situation and you will make it through out of it victorious. Yes, in a victorious way. And you will see that light at the end of the tunnel, guys. All right? You know, I just want to say that only you know that you are. You know, you are smarter than you think you are. And you can make it through out of that situation. I know it might seem tough right now. It might seem hard right now. But you will make it through, guys. You will make it through. You will see that light. You will see that light. All right? All right, guys. So, you know, I just want to get into talking about, this is just my opinion. You know, I just been thinking about some things in regards to, you know, what's going on in the world today. As you all know, if you all see that the world is new, it's different. It's different now, you know. And of course, you know, Same shit. You know what I'm saying? Different time. You know what I'm saying? But however, the world is still forever changed. Forever changed and forever etched in our minds, especially this generation. They're seeing stuff that their grandmothers and their grandfathers and the elders have talked about within the family, or they probably heard about it, or they probably even read about it. They're seeing it come to fruition now. And this generation is not playing. You know what I'm saying? These millennials are not playing. They're making sure their voice is heard and seen. And they are very, truly aware of their human rights. Yes, they are. They are speaking up. They're not, saying that, hey, protesting is where it's at, peaceful protest. But they're also backing it up too as well. You know what I'm saying? And this generation, I'm telling you, is none like any other. And they know their human rights. They know where they stand. And it's evident because, we see it. We're seeing it right now before our eyes. Just like I say, we are seeing it on the television. We're seeing it in person, right outside even of our front door. We're seeing it for what it is. Enough is enough. And we are tired of seeing the same stuff. The same, just the same horrific things over and over again in the Black community. We're tired of seeing it. And we're not backing down, and we're going to get, I'm telling you, this generation is getting their voice across. So I just want to talk just briefly about, about what we feel about, my opinion on how we feel, and of course, this is the law. This is the law of human rights here in America and even all over the world. That's why we're seeing it's trickling down all over the world in different cultures and creeds and races. You know what I'm saying? Because people are tired, People want the laws to change. These laws has been around for centuries. Centuries these laws has been around. Right along with, education. This has been handed down from generation to generation on how we should treat humans in the world, in society today. So people are tired of being treated the way that we are being treated right now. And our voice is being heard right now. We are witnessing it right now. We see it. So I just wanted to just get into a little bit about, talking about, human rights, because human rights, it is moral. It's moral principles, the morale of everything, or the norm. It's supposed to be the normal thing, that describes a certain standard of human behavior and are regularly protected as legal in a municipal or, just like I said, in an international law. Everyone born in this world, everyone born in this world have human rights. Yes, everyone. And that must be protected by the law according to the United Nations. Now, I didn't just, single out just a state, just my state, Pennsylvania, or I didn't single out any state, just New York, or I didn't single out just a state, Minneapolis. No, I didn't single out a state. This is the United Nations. This is for all over the world. So that if you travel from America to any European countries or to Africa or to anywhere, these are your human rights. We have human rights, not just here in America, for all over the world. And just like I said, that's why you see it trickling all over the world. Okay. And so that there are 30 basic human rights that are recognized all around the world. 30 of them. I'm not going to list them all here. I'm not going to talk about them all here. I want you guys, to do your research. And that's something that's like I said, the generation, they're doing their research, man. They are. They really are doing it at a young age, too, as well. Some as young as 12 years old. They are doing their research about human rights because they see what's going on TV, or in social media. The touch generation. That's what I call them, the touch generation. And they're seeing what's going on and they're getting informed with their human rights because they want to know, why is this happening to people that look like me? The brown and black people. Why is this happening? Why? Aren't there any rights? Aren't there any laws? Isn't there something in place for us to protect us? Well, there are. There are 30 of them. Basic human rights that are recognized around the world. There are 30 human rights according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the United Nations. 30 of them, guys. And I want you all to do your research if you want to. It's up to you. Do your research on what the human rights are for you. Basic human rights recognized around the world, declared by the United Nations through the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Now, I can tell you some of the rights are: all human beings are free and equal. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. We have free will. No matter how we use it, we are able to have some choice in how we act, and assumes that we are free to choose our behavior. In other words, we are self-determined. For example, people can make a free choice as to whether to commit a crime or not. And we're witnessing it today. People are using that to commit a crime or not. People are using that right now as we speak. And we need to be aware of those human rights. And then once we are aware of those human rights, we need to back it up with the laws that's in your state, your city, or even in your country. They go hand in hand. And we need to be informed about those things. There's a lot of things that people do not want to talk about. They want to talk about other things. They want to, technically call the kettle black. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to see the whole picture. They don't want to see the other side of it. They just want to stay in that one frame of mind. So it is up to us. It is up to all of us. This is just my opinion. It is up to all of us right now in this state and time as to how we see it and what is going on right before our eyes. We cannot turn a blind eye to not knowing our rights. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to remove our rights. They're trying to take away our rights. They're trying to silence us. They're trying to silence a lot of things right now. Yes, they are. They are trying to silence us and try to make us, not know our rights. They are trying their best. They're trying to make it seem, even though those laws are in place, we still have no rights. We still have no rights. That's what they're trying to do. Even though we know these laws are here, but we still have no place. We still have no place to even speak up about the laws. That's what they're trying to do. So that's why it is our right to know the laws, so that when time comes, when we need those laws in place, we can state them. We can state them. Because all of us has the free will to speak what we know is right for us and what the laws are. We are protected by that. And there's nothing that they can do about it. They can try. They can try. Yes, they can try. Oh my God, they can try. They do try. But we still know our laws and we have to be informed about it. We can't turn a blind eye to it. Just like I said, they're trying to take away a lot of the laws that are, that already been passed. The Trump administration erases the transgender civil rights protection in healthcare. So what does that say? Because that rule finalized on that Friday by the Department of Health and Human Services mean that the federal government no longer recognizes gender identity as an avenue for sex discrimination in the healthcare services. So they are not protected anymore. I feel as though that's wrong. But that's just my opinion. People can debate with me all day about it in regards to that. I feel as though that's wrong. And I'm going to say that there are a lot of laws in place that we should be aware of. And it is up to us to read about them, to learn them, to memorize them, so that when things happen, we are protected. We are protected. We need to know them. Very important that we do. It's very important. It's very dire that we learn these laws, guys. I wanted to say this. I've been wanting to do this. I want to get the word out just to say that we need to school ourselves in learning our rights. We need to school ourselves. We need to read about our laws. We need to read about our laws within our state. We need to know what it is. In fact, if we was to get pulled over by a police officer, we need to know our rights. If we were to protest out here, we need to know our rights. And if we also was to go to the airport and to go to another state or even go to another country, we need to know our laws. We need to know our rights, guys. And I would love, and I would challenge you all to read what your laws are for your state or for whatever state you are in or whatever country. Just read about them. Read about them. Even write them down and memorize them. It's very dire. It's very important that we do that. Because they don't want us to do that. They don't want us to do that. They don't want us to know about none of them. So that if push comes to shove, if something was to happen, we won't know our rights. You know, and then what will happen? We'll be taken advantage of. So I just wanted to say that briefly. You know, that are we here for it Mondays? Yes, I'm definitely here for it. I'm definitely here for that. Definitely here to know what my rights is as a woman, as a mother, as an American, as a citizen, as a Black American. I want to know my rights when I'm walking down the street. I want to know my rights when I'm riding in the car. I want to know my rights for everything that I do in my life. And that's very important to me, guys. So, yes, I'm definitely here for that. You know, and I just wanted to just also add, you know, outside of talking about that, you know, just like I said earlier, I'm going to be talking about, you know, just some brief things about my podcast and, you know, different things that I'm going to be doing on my podcast. My niche is, you know, basically just like I said, is talking about whatever went viral and, you know, talking about the latest news, trends, topics, music, fashion, and, you know, and a little bit of tea, you know, just a little bit of tea for entertainment wise. And, you know, I'm still going to be doing that. But, you know, I am going to be changing up my podcast just a little bit, but not too much. I'm going to be adding, you know, different parts to where it's like sound off. You know, I'm going to be talking about my different opinions in regards to what's going on in the world today and how I feel about different things. And, you know, and of course, Music Fridays. Yes, Music Fridays. Yes, Music Fridays is definitely still going to be taking place. You know, I'm going to be playing, you know, just the latest songs. You know, and I'm also going to be playing, you know, some of the songs that is in my heavy rotation. Yes, my heavy rotation. Songs that I love, you know, songs from the past. And just like I said, and the latest songs from the future as well. So stay tuned for that. You know, that's coming every Friday, just about every Friday, unless, you know, I will let you guys know if I don't post it. But however, I would love for you guys to, you know what I'm saying, subscribe to my channel. Yes, subscribe to my channel, and you will be the first to know if and when I post an episode. Yes. Yes, you will be the first to know, guys. Yes, you will be the first to know. And then I also want to say that this week and towards the end of this month, for the next 2 weeks, I am going to be taking a break. I know.
So fucking motherfucker.
I know, guys. I know. I am going to be taking a break right now. Because there is a lot of stuff going on. Not just basically outside, you know, going on outside in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of stuff going on that I'm trying to, you know, get involved in. A lot of stuff that I'm trying to do so that I can give you all good content. Yes. Yes, guys. So, a lot of things that I'm trying to do in the works, trying to, build this podcast, guys. So I'm going to be taking just a little bit of hiatus. And please, if you was to follow me on all of my social media, you will know when I will post my episodes. Okay. And also subscribe wherever you get your favorite streaming podcast. I would like for you all to subscribe, guys. Come on now. You know you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And even if you don't, you just want to just listen here and there, that's fine with me too as well. But however, I do appreciate you all. Yes, I do. I do appreciate you all. I do. I love you all. I really, really do. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And I appreciate you all for listening to me and rocking with me through all of these episodes. This is episode 46, guys. 46, guys. I'm making my way through all of these episodes, guys. And, it's going to be many more. So, but, just like I said, however, I'm just taking just a brief break so that I can collect my thoughts and, and give you guys good content. So, please listen to all of my older episodes if you have not listened yet. And also, just like I said, please follow me on all of my social media. Follow me on Instagram at CreativeLipsPodcast. Yes. Follow me there, guys. Yes. Also follow me on Twitter at CreativeLipsPod. Because, guys, you want to know what? I post stuff there too. Yes. And also leave me a review. Yes, leave me a review and that 5-star rating, guys. All right. Until next time. You are now listening to episode 46 of the Creative Lips